Welcome to the final episode of Summerween. I'm just about finished editing this video, but I need to give you a disclaimer. This is not a very casual vlog. This is a very book heavy vlog. All I did all day was sit on my ass and read this book, and I talked a lot about it. It's spoiler free, but like if you have no interest in this book, you might want to skip this one because like girl would not shut up. I just wanted to give you a heads up because there's no like fun montages, or I do get some books in the mail. Maybe you can fast forward to that part if you're not interested in this book. But hi and enjoy the video. Sorry to already like talk you out of it, but I'll see you later. Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allie and welcome to Summerween Day 7, aka the last episode. I'm actually so sad this is ending. I'll have more thoughts on that at the end of the vlog, but I need to get reading. The only thing left on my bingo board is to read a book set in the summer. And technically I've sort of done this with a couple of the books that I have read this week, but I really want to read this book. And I was flipping through the beginnings of the pages yesterday and I saw the word June. So I'm guessing this is at least partially set in the summer. I was very excited to read this because I had been seeing before Summerween a bunch of rave reviews, and then people started reading it for Summerween. They started giving it 2 stars, and now I'm a little scared. I was a little scared to begin with because I don't love books about movies, but I do really like Paul Tremblay. The first book I read of his was The Pallbearers Club, and I gave this 4.5. It was on an honorary mention like 2 years ago. This is a really slow-paced book. I love that it was just a concentrated story and autobiography pretty much of this man, and even though he wasn't extremely likable, I love that level of detail. I eat it up. But even cooler was a character who was editing things in the margins, like plus, even though nothing too much was happening, there was like weird shit happening like in the background and you're like, wait, what? Then I read The Cabin at the End of the World, and it's so funny because if you told me these were 2 different authors, I would totally believe you. This was a completely different type of book. This was so fast paced, it took over the span of like a couple days, I think, and it was really gory. So I'm very curious what Mr. Tremblay is gonna give me next. I just watched Kayla's video from yesterday, her Summerween video, and she just gave it 5 stars, and I know she loved The Pallbearers Club, so this gives me hope. I'm gonna go forward with this. We'll see how it goes. So this is about a cult favorite movie. What is it, like a cult classic movie that was made? Only 3 of the film scenes were ever released to the public, but the Tumblr girls went crazy for it. The man who played the thin kid is the only surviving cast member. But of course there's gonna be a remake of the film, and our thin kid is gonna help to remake it. It's an obsessive, psychologically chilling, suspenseful feat of storytelling genius that builds inexorably to an unforgettable, mind-bending conclusion. That has me very intrigued. In Paul Tremblay, I trust. I need to keep remembering that. I've been hearing a few things, mostly people saying that this is really pretentious, or the main character is really pretentious. And I've seen that good and bad, like it's just a character flaw. And then other people think like the actual writing is pretentious, but guess what, guys? I'm a little pretentious, I'm sorry. So that could really work for me, but you know, I'm sure it could get annoying as well. We'll see. And then everyone says that the audiobook is amazing. I think there's like sound effects, so I have got my little hands on it, and I'm gonna do a, what's it called? What's that word? What is that word? Tandem read? Oh, whatever. I'm gonna listen and read with my eyeballs. Honestly, I just can't imagine reading another of his stories without Mercy's editing. I just want it. I want it back. I want her back. Let's listen to the beginning of the audiobook. Are you ready?
William Morrow and Harper Audio present Horror Movie, a novel by Paul Tremblay. Performed by Ari Theakos, Danny Martinek, Mickey Shaloa, Michael Crouch, Frankie Corzo, Stacey Gonzalez, Tyler Collier, Ariel Blake, Jonathan McLean, Dan Bittner, Eva Kaminsky, and Gisela Chipe.
Jesus Christ, that's so many people.
Now that I live in Los Angeles, temporarily, please, I'm not a real monster, I can't tell you how many people tell me producer guy's name is George. Maybe. I'm pretending to forget his name in retribution for
Okay,
the first
I already, like, Paul, you're back, baby. You're so back. All right, I'm gonna keep listening, and as soon as I hear the first, like, background noise, I'll probably play it for you because that sounds really fun. I need to share with you. But yeah, I can just tell, already tell I'm going to enjoy the writing style, which is not a shock to me. Like, Mr. Paul, I love you. It's just a very casual way of writing. The questioning of yourself as you're speaking. I enjoy that shit, okay?
Horror movie. Written by Cleo Picane. Each sheet and sneakers are cheap, generic, not cool within any subculture. It will be a clear shot.
Yo, the page turn, when I was page turning, come on.
Carson, eyes only for the path. Are you sure this is the right way? Are you sure this is the right way?
You're the one who said you used to ride your bike there and did laps around it until you popped a tire.
Well, yeah, but that was a long time ago.
That was weird. There was a couple times where they repeated lines. The narrator said something, but then the character said something. And then there was a couple things like out of order on the page. I wonder if that's like purposeful. It's really fun though. Oh my God, I love this shit. All right, I'm gonna take an Instagram post. I've been posting on Instagram all week. Also, if you wanna follow me over there and you don't already, it's always linked below in my description. I'm lacking originality today, so I might just like hold the book up, which honestly is pretty much what I do every time. So I don't know why I'm overthinking it. I'm gonna go. I'll see you later. Y'all, who's shocked? It's 1:40. I have not read any more of my book. If it's gonna be a late night, it's gonna be a late night. I have to get up at like 5 tomorrow. I mean, this is Summerween. I need to see it through. I have turned on reading sprints though to help me focus, and I got some bookish stuff in the mail. I got a package I was not expecting. It's from Bonfire because it's literally Dead Book Club merch. I ordered this a while ago and it got lost because I'm in Hawaii, so everything gets lost here. So I contacted Bonfire and they sent me a replacement and it was so quick. And it's here now. Here it is. Ready? Oh, the tie-dye is just too cool. OMG, I love it. And then I did order 2 books. I remember one of them. I don't remember the other, so this will be a surprise for both of us. First up, I saw people talking about this and I was feeling impulsive. I didn't even really listen to what they were saying except for that they loved it, so I impulsively purchased it. I think it's a thriller. Get Out meets Parasite. Okay, yes. Ooh, and then The Forest Brims Over. Okay, my friend messaged me a link to this book and just said, this sounds so weird. So of course I bought it. I also didn't read the whole description, but I read the first line of it and it said, a woman turns herself into a forest. Like, hello, I don't need any more information. And then there's this very heavy item. I have no idea what it is. I what is this? This is so weird. I totally forgot I ordered this. I was having trouble concentrating the other day and I was like, ugh, I wish I had some sort of fidget toy. And these are like little magnets. I always see Instagram ads for like little magnet balls, but then when I go check it out, they're like $60 for a bunch of magnets. I found these online for like $13 and there's 1,000 of them, which means I'll probably get lead paint poisoning, but whatever. Oh my gosh. Just the sound of that. All right, I am going to actually start reading now because I don't want to be up till 3 a.m. again. So there are chapters where it's in the present day from our main character, from the past from our main character, and then the screenplay. And the screenplay is when all the actors are there. And then there was a little bit of music in the background just now. But I do see some inconsistencies here and I can't tell if it's on purpose or not. It almost sounds like the narrator messed up. Why am I thinking too much about this? This is so fun.
Cleo cradles the paper bag with her left arm. The moment one sneaker contacts the first stair tread, her right hand dives.
And then someone cleared their throat? What's going on? I'm gonna laugh so hard if this is just a stylistic choice by the audiobook narrators and not like something I need to be reading into. I feel like it's Mercy from the Pallbearers Club chiming in with her edits. Again, I'm sorry for all the construction and lawn noise you might be hearing. Speaking of the Pallbearers Club, I don't know if it's just because that's on my mind, obviously, but this is kind of reminding me of it. Like the main character who doesn't have a name, he's just the Thin Man, I guess, the actor who played the Thin Man on the original horror movie. It feels very autobiographical. We're getting his life back then. He's speaking in the same tone that, what was his name? Art spoken. And yes, I can see that he's like pretentious, but just in like a annoying teenage boy kind of way, even though he's not a teenager, but whatever. Okay, I'm gonna try to get to the middle of this book. It's 100 pages. I feel like that should take me 2 hours. So unless something supremely salacious happens and I need to chit chat about it, I'm gonna see if I can make it to page 134 by 4:30. We'll see. I can't get over the page turn. It's just, it feels like a friend is in my ear.
Don't bother your mother with any of this yet. If she calls, she'll freak out. And baby, you... Don't bother your mother with any of this yet. If she calls, she'll freak out. And baby, you... What the hell am I saying?
Baby's a verb.
Oh, thank you. Don't bother your mother with any of this yet. If she calls, she'll freak out and baby you more than she already does. I still don't understand what I'm saying. She'll freak out and baby you more. Okay. Yeah. I think I'm not reading this whole book. Don't bother your mother with any of this yet. If she calls, she'll freak out and baby you more than she already does.
Off screen, Carson's dad laughs, even though this is not particularly funny.
It is 4:21. I am not on page 130, who's shocked? I'm on page 96, so we're making progress, slow progress, but progress nonetheless. And since this is the last day of Summerween, I'm not too worried about being overly chatty, so let's chat. I do have some things to say, of course. And I don't even have to worry about saying like no spoilers, because obviously I'm only like a quarter of the way through. Actually, maybe a third of the way through, which is very encouraging. But also like, what spoilers? I don't know what's going on. So in the screenplay, I'm very interested in this, but also I don't think we're gonna find out things. Basically, it's about a group of teenagers. There's like 3 besties, and then there's this pathetic kid called the tall boy, the tall man, the thin kid, sorry. They're in this abandoned like school, and the 3 besties are just chatting casually about teachers and whatnot, and all of a sudden, with like no transition or warning, they put the mask on this kid and they like force him to go sleep and stay in this school, and he's just like, he undresses, no words or explanation, he just does it. He's like pissing in the corner, doesn't go out to go to the bathroom, doesn't eat, they bring him stuff, and then they bully him. Every single day they go to school, their parents and everyone's asking like, where's the thin kid? And they're just like, beats me. And then they show up at this place and they just pelt him and like beat him, and he doesn't do anything, he just like cowers in the corner with the mask on. They make it a point to say that we never see this kid's face. So I am wondering what's driving the kids to do this in this screenplay, and also like what sort of magic is at hand that the kid isn't doing anything in return, or is it just gonna be some really sad shit about like wanting to be included, that you will literally do anything to feel some sort of affection. That would be horrific. In the flashbacks, our narrator is talking about filming these scenes, and it's interesting because his friends that are making it, well, I say friends loosely, he's basically the thin kid. They're not telling him what the screenplay is until like the day that they're shooting. We haven't heard his opinion on like being beaten and pelted with things. I'm very curious. It's so interesting because as much as I'm saying like what kid would just let that happen to them, also like what actor would let that happen to them? And in the present day, our main character is a little insufferable, definitely purposeful, and he's being reprised as the thin kid, as like what is he, 40 years old? He's very self-important and smug, and he feels very protective but almost territorial over this story because clearly it traumatized him. And it does give that energy of that one person who was bullied and then grows up and sort of bullies other people. Not totally bullies them, but has this air of almost indignation, like you're looking down at people. So while I do think he's a little insufferable, like I do feel for him, but also like so many people get bullied and they are not assholes now. So I also don't think he's an asshole, but he would make me roll my eyes. That being said, I really am enjoying the writing. It's very chill. It's again reminding me of that autobiographical way that the Paul Bearers Club was written. Again, I think the character is very similar. They were both skinny, awkward kids, and then when they got some meat on their bones, literally, they acted kind of braggy and you know. But for something that is so slow paced and also broken up because we're in 3 different timelines, the screenplay is really adding this sense of anticipation because like we're waiting to find out what happens here. And then when we find out what happens, we're waiting for the reaction from the past narration. I just think this is written really well. And it's so funny because I say I don't like certain things in books and then I find an exception and I'm like, oh, okay. Thank you. Something I forgot to say earlier is that Paul Tremblay has this incredible skill of making me fear the most normal everyday objects, table lamps, jackets, dressers. And so I'm waiting to see what I'm going to be scared of. Obviously a mask comes to mind, but then in like The Cabin at the End of the World or whatever this book is called, I can't remember now that it's been a movie. Also, Becca, if you're watching, I still haven't watched this movie. I know I told you like a year ago I would watch it. I'm so sorry. But yeah, in this book, I didn't even understand something until I read like the author's notes or a conversation with Paul Tremblay at the end of the book, and I was like, wait, what? And then I had to go back and read certain things because it blew my mind and I had no idea. I kind of hope something like that happens here. All right, I think I've babbled enough, so I should probably get back to work. I'm trying to think of an activity I can do in this vlog to make it not as bookish. I like to try to fit in like life and book, but I gotta read, baby. I don't want to go to sleep too late tonight, so back to it. Okay, wait, I'm so dumb. I forgot that even like really low budget films still have a makeup department. So I don't know that he was actually getting beaten and like pelted. But there is a sort of hint that maybe at some point something does happen to him like that. I don't know. Also, these things are so fun. All right, I'm just gonna casually update you when I have a thought, okay? Still not technically halfway through, but I like how we're just getting random information out of nowhere. I just love being hoodwinked. I really do. I love not being given all the information and then it randomly being thrown in my face. It's just so fun, and I mean that so genuinely. Ew! This is all I have to say. I'm on page 163, and I am kind of getting annoyed with the audiobook during the screenplay parts where they mess up something, or like someone will sniff and they'll have to redo a line and they'll get like all the way through. Sniff, start over, sniff, start over. It's like, bro, I'm trying to finish this tonight. On page 231, and I'm confused about something, but I can't tell if I'm just being dumb or like this is purposeful, because something's happening on here that I thought already happened and in a different way. Did I just remember that wrong, or was that part of the script? I'm so confused, but like delighted in my confusion. What is happening? Man, I wish there was an author's note in this one because I'm kind of confused. Y'all, I finished the book. It's about 8 p.m. I finished it like half an hour ago, and I've been trying to talk about it, but I just am circling around and stumbling over my words because I don't know how to talk about this. Oh my gosh, my bangs look so nerdy. Why do I look like a pilgrim, or like a mustache is sitting on top of my face? At the end of the day, I'm just gonna love this man's writing no matter what he's talking about, okay? And so I don't love the subject matter in this book as much as I love some of the specific things happening in the Pallbearers Club, but it is such a familiar tone, and similar, I didn't mean familiar, I meant similar, of just this very playful writing. And though those two characters in these two books, I hope this is on screen, these men are both a little insufferable and quite smug, but it's supposed to be annoying that it's comical. But then the writing itself is witty, and I had to LOL and underline a few things. I also had to underline a few things because they really stood out to me and I was gripped by them, and I even teared up at a scene at the end here, and I didn't think I was going to because it was kind of obvious what was going to happen. But even then, the way that it was like revealed, it was like, oh. The very end, though, I am confused about because I know I'm not smart enough to connect a few dots. I know, like, I'm so sure that there's something going on here that was just as slyly written as the cabin at the whatever. I kind of have a theory, but I just know I'm trying to read too much into this, and I want to see some weird theories about the end. It could just be very obvious, though, so I don't know. I think it's really fun to speculate about. I don't know if I absolutely love the execution at the very end, but I am not surprised that it happened given, you know, the other books that I've read from this author. Mr. Tremblay, you are just so fun. Like, the way that you can make me so interested in the thoughts and actions of an annoying man, like, what a skill. What a skill. Just the way that this is so casual, and all the parentheses, all of the insecurities of this main character, I eat it up. I really do. I am thinking, I don't know. See, I said that I gave Pallbearers Club a 4.5, and I think initially I did, but then when I did like my favorite videos at the end of the year, there were a couple books that I gave 4.5 that had not been able to leave my mind, so I bumped them up to a 5. So the Pallbearers Club is officially at a 5 because I kept comparing it to this book because of some similarities, and I just kept thinking about certain things, and of course I was thinking of Mercy, but also the ending of that book, like, that was good. So that's an official 5. I'm thinking somewhere between 4.25 and 4.5 for this. It wasn't quite like at the top for me, but again, this writing style is just so good to me. It made time fly. You know what's weird is usually when I'm like doing my final review of a book, I feel like relieved. I feel like I can tell when I have all of my thoughts out, and for some reason I don't feel catharsis right now. I feel like there's something in my subconscious. I'm being pretentious myself right now. I'm so sorry, excuse me. I feel like there's something I have not explained to you, or something that I'm forgetting that I wanted to say, and I'm having trouble I'm having trouble. Oh, I think in another one of these clips I was trying to film, because I've done like 4 clips of this since I finished the book, but I was saying that I love how Paul, can I call you Paul, Mr. Tremblay? How the author was playing around with the genre and in a way that was really fun and funny, like I was giggling, but then he went on and it was uncomfortable and he was saying it was uncomfortable. Then you start like thinking and you're like, oh, and then it starts being funny again, and then I don't know, I just love the meta-ness of Paul Tremblay playing around with us. He's fucking with us and I love it. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I really enjoyed this read, but it's not like a favorite. I don't know how to explain that. I'm gonna stop trying. I've heard a lot of differing opinions and I know a lot of you have read this week. So please let me know all your thoughts down below. If you're gonna put spoilers, make sure to like say spoiler, like very obviously, so no one accidentally gets spoiled unless they really want to be. All right, I have to move the angle so you don't get too bored, but it's time to wrap Summerween up, and I think maybe that's why I'm stumbling over my words and trying to do like 7 takes saying the same fucking thing, is because I don't want this to end. I've had so much fun. So Gabby, if you're watching, thank you so much for hosting this readathon and giving us all the opportunity to read and be buddies and just daily vlogging. I'm so addicted to it. If you didn't know, the last 2 years since I started my channel, every September, I have done this thing called the September series where I upload a video every single day. So 30 videos, and most of them, like 26 out of the 30 videos, are daily reading vlogs, and I get no sleep, but it is so much fun, and I don't know that I can do it this year because we're moving in September. So this has given me the taste that I've been craving because I've been thinking about the September series and like whether or not I want to do it again. I think this was the perfect amount of time to be doing daily vlogs, and I'm so happy I didn't have to work every single one of these days because I actually got to finish, oh my god, 6 books. If you watched my reset vlog the other week, you will know that the past 3 months I haven't been reading as much as normal. So I've broken the curse. And it's all thanks to Summerween. All right, I should really stop babbling so that I can edit this. And oh, I can't believe I have to work tomorrow, but then it's the weekend and I can start a new reading vlog. Thank you so much, all of you who have tagged along. I feel like I've gotten so many new people in the comments that I have been loving talking to every single day. As well as to my tried and true besties. I've had so much fun doing this. I don't know how to stop this. I'm like, oh, I'm kind of sad about this ending, which is so dumb because I do reading vlogs all the time, but this has definitely been a highlight of the year. I will not see you tomorrow, but I will see you later. Goodbye.